guys? Matsumoto here. I've been playing Anthem for a little bit, maybe about 20 hours, and I just kind of figured, I've played it enough. Now I want to stop playing it. Um, Kind of hit a wall. Hopefully gonna get through it before I finish talking about this game. So yeah, this game came out about 5 years ago. I kind of lost interest in it when I heard, that development was being stopped on it and how much of a massive flop it was. I'm sure I'm not the only one who just, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess I won't look at that game anymore. Because that's kind of, I think, what everyone did. I mean, I think. I'm not sure. But this game has no development support on it anymore.
Let's get in there.
And it stopped, I think, a year after release. They only did like a few updates. When I've been able to gather, they added like 2 new weapons.
Ice bubble. Prepare for temperature drop.
And
Yep, got it.
and like races, and that's it. The game itself, kind of fun. Potentially. Yeah, the potential is really fun. I'll wait around 3 freaking minutes. I could be playing time to talk. But it just falls short in so many areas that it's just, why? So let's talk about the good before we get into the ugly. The javelins themselves feel pretty unique from each other. Now I've only played this one javelin, obviously, so I can't talk about how the other ones play. But with this guy's ability to glide more, you can just kind of sit above enemies and just rain death on them from above, which is what I wanted to go for. The others, the big giant tank guy doesn't get any dashes, but he gets a massive shield. So there's that. The tank gets some shields from everyone. Like, it's kind of nice, honestly. I feel like most of the time I play games like this, like shooter looters, and they have, if they have a class system, it doesn't generally make me feel like I'm playing a different, class so much as I'm getting a different set ability. When I say that, I think of like Borderlands, Destiny. I was guilty of that as well. Like Destiny was good, don't get me wrong, but their class system, I only ever played the Hunter because I didn't feel like playing other classes. I was just gonna, have access to a slightly different jump ability and some different R1 movement shit, and that wasn't that was what I wanted. Everyone has the same kind of the same movement in this game, except this guy can fly some more, so it's slightly different. But they have different abilities as well. I don't know. Just the class seems to be enough in this one. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. But it could have been expanded on way more, I think. Especially if it needs development, they could have probably developed new power-ups, drops for each of the different classes. But sadly that will never be a thing, ever. But it is what it is. That's what happens when, your game sucks. I don't know if they rushed this game or what. I don't know why it necessarily sucks. But it does. Here. Oh my god, can't see.
The cooler will be in canisters. Look for them. Keep your head up.
Yeah. I've done this thing maybe about 8 times trying to get these, there's basically this challenge I'm trying to work on, and this is part of the reason that I makes me want to stop, is the game wants me to click world events, but there's no one to help you with the world events. Generally speaking,
Those
I've had
canisters
maybe
are volatile until you get them
help
stabilized.
on like 3 of these,
Careful
and I
with
just
that. Coolant is
solo
volatile.
the other one, and I failed all the other ones. Why? Because these are group events with no one to play. I mean, you see the people around, but they're just doing their own thing. I don't know if I actually will do anything. I guess it probably won't let anyone know that homeboy needs some help. This first section actually is really easy. It's just the second section. Pain in the ass. It essentially wants me to kill a bunch of things really fast. Not even really fast, just like quick enough, but I'm not. So yeah, the crafting system they have in this game, I'm just gonna go on. Stuff like, they have a crafting system and they have like resources to collect, but the crafting system being so bare bones, I just kind of collect the resources because my brain wants me to. And they give you XP, so why not? And so I've only crafted like 2 or 3 things that I was like, yeah, I need this. But half the time I'm like looking at this stuff and I don't even have like the recipes for the stuff I'm picking up in the world. So it feels really bad because I'll be like, well, I want this, another one of these. I've picked up blue ones this in the past, but I just can't make blue of that for whatever reason. I think they're tied behind the loyalty thing for like playing to the what's it called? For like dialoguing with the NPCs, which would be okay if it weren't for the fact that it just takes forever to get those up. I think. I've been like going through all the dialogue options,
We need to wait for the
and sometimes you get loyalty stuff when you collect things. So yeah, so I got reminding of 9 minutes to kill a bunch of enemies. I'm by myself here. You're gonna probably see me fail this.
Outlaws. They're after the coolant.
I hope I don't, honestly, because I'd love to complete this. But yeah, so why did I pop that? Jesus. Okay, well, I guess it's not everything right. No avoiding it. But yeah, the gameplay itself like isn't too terrible. I prefer if the enemies didn't feel like wandering punching bags. At least the red ones. I'm not a fan of. I was never really a fan of Destiny and this game as well. I just look at enemies that feel too much like walking bullet sponges. They don't seem to have any. No, they just generally just don't have personality. You know, what enemies had personality to them? Division. That's a game I own and I like, but I also don't play that game. I feel like take all the shooter looters and mix them all up. There's something I like from them, but nothing too impressive. Like overall, nothing that can check all the boxes. For whatever reason, they just struggle to do that, and I'm not sure like why these games can't just have interesting AI. I mean, I know you need something for the player to do that consistently, but yeah, like the enemy here, they don't. Not even like the human people say stuff. Like there's like alien like insect things. Forget what they're called. These are despicable scrappers. No, not scrappers. What the hell are they? I can't remember. And so you wouldn't expect them to speak, but you know, one of my friends swears like the campaign for this is good, and he might be right, but honestly, like, they suck for making me go through this. Like, this is just hell. And it's not even that hard. It's just too much for one person to get done. I'm at 6 minutes. I'm hoping that the new enemies start to spawn here soon. I'm trying to hunt these guys down as fast as possible. Flying around in this game feels nice. The addition, whatever they added racing, the racing feels like a nice addition to the game. I only played one race, but you know, they reward you with loot for playing it. You can do with friends. You know, it's a really cool like social thing. So there's really like I can't really say much against that. Yeah, why not? But the why is it doing that? Be a pain. That's right. All headshots all day. A little bit faster. Let's see, what else do I like about this game? I'm trying to think. There isn't much to like, to be fair. The dialogue options in the actual, like area are alright as well.
Harvest your own cooling, you bastards.
So that's cool. Can I take it? A little bit. Let's talk about the bat. I don't know if you picked up on it.
Fantastic work.
The AI, as well as not being too too satisfying to shoot, because their behavior is just kind of stand around an open field. They're not easy to see. Sometimes these guys are actually probably a little easier, but the scar, that's what it's called, the scar. The insert people I was trying to think earlier, the scar. They really aren't easy to see. They have a bunch of like red lights on their head. But it gets so easily obstructed by foliage, dark caves, and anything else that you could think of that I often just end up getting have to like trace the shot back to the enemies themselves, and it is not easy. I don't like it at all. I actually kind of hate fighting them in the forest and stuff because of that. Oh my god. Please don't kill me.
You did it! They're on the run!
That's the outlaws taking
Did I do
care
it?
of. Well done. Coolant
Someone
secured for
show
all
up?
charges.
I can tell if I got here now. It doesn't give me a distance, so all I see is a... Finally! Okay. Anyways, so yeah, the enemies can be kind of hard sometimes. That, you know, obviously that sucks. The hard difficulty starting off isn't scaled too well. You get like shredded on hard early on. And I really wish they had put more effort into making the hard difficulty just scale properly. Because right now, like, I bought this legendary weapon. You see me using this assault rifle, which is out of ammo. I had to switch. And that was all fine and dandy, but it literally carried me. This game has a balancing issue. Whereas if you, for some reason you get your used coins and buy a legendary right away, you can just breeze through the campaign until you forgot where I'm at. I guess I'm sure there's some sort of scaling because enemies aren't dying on like one bullet from my fucking burst rifle or my burst rifle anymore. So they're definitely scaled to my character's level. Just I don't know. I feel like it should be level / gear scaled. Like it can't be that hard to determine like what my character's doing for damage. and then just being like, oh, okay, well, the enemies need to have this much HP so they don't feel like absolute bullet sponges. And then you do this much damage because this person's playing, you know, this class. Can I not mark this? Hello? Okay, well, I'm just gonna go it by eyeball it then. Yeah, what else is there? It's just like, it has a lot of problems that I think a lot of games in this genre have. I think Division, is another one of those games which, like, you have to have people playing the higher difficulties. I really wish more of these games supported solo play, these shooter looters. The only game that felt good to play solo was Borderlands, and once again, just like, you know, like, I can't, if I want a good story, like, Borderlands is the epitome of, like, a great story, but for me, there was no replayability value in that, because the different classes were just, I got a different ultimate ability and that's
Good
it.
work. Combat Fortars is
You know,
plan
it
on
didn't
next step.
change much
This
when
is
it
where
came
it
to
gets
movement or
interesting.
anything like that, like this game does. The Destiny changed up movement slightly and changed up all the abilities, and it was all right in that respect, I think. But I also felt it didn't change up enough to warrant a second playthrough. This game just doesn't have enough going for it. In fact, I would say that even second playthrough, this game doesn't even make you go through a second playthrough. But you just kind of switch to that. You just switch out your thing and collect stuff. So honestly, like, you can just collect stuff for your dude and just kind of go at it. Oh, I'm sorry. Which is nice, honestly. But go back to is that the home base? It's gotta be the home base, right? So yeah, I just want to get my hands on a shooter looter that, you know, feels good. Division 2 has the best looting system in any shooter looter. Because what do you end up with all this junk? You scrap it for what? Crafting materials in this game. You sell it for money that you just end up having way too much of in Borderlands 2, you know. But Division was like, no, you find this stuff and you can turn it into something you actually want. Or you can, you know, if this thing has an ability you like, you can slap it on something else and just dismantle the weapon. And you could actually, there was actually something to build towards, you know, in Division. Which is why I touched back on it a little while back before once again losing interest in it. And they actually downloaded an update for it recently. So it might be worth going back into, depending on what they did in this update. But the thing that got me with the Division is I like the Dark Zone, but I get destroyed in PvP because, you know, just like there's hackers in the Division. There's just little things that just drive me away from all these shooter looter games, man. And this is a game that I probably would have liked playing way more than the Division because I'm way more into the whole like sci-fi magic system that this game's got going. The looting system in this game is, you know, it's all right. It's better than Destiny's. Honestly, Destiny's looting system, people liked it at first, but then they did a bunch of stuff and it just became really bad, because it was hard to get loot in that game. I feel like the HUD in this game isn't that great either. There's a lot of things wrong with this game. There's AI that just gets stuck somewhere. I haven't found any that get stuck under the map, but the rocket troops just kind of, I don't know if you noticed it, but they kind of get stuck on the sides. This game could have been so much more, and there's so many games you can say that for. This game, X game could have been good had it just got more time in the oven. Had they just took more
Greeted all the
care.
Guardians. What happens
Scarlet
now?
and Violet
I've been
right
sorting through
now,
the fragments of
getting off from
Legionnaire
shooter
Leotrell's
looters,
writing that Sim gave us.
a little
lot of
bit.
it is
It
unreadable,
was just like
and
we,
what's
everyone knows
left
how
is in a kind of code,
you know,
typical
much
for
of a
the Legion
technical
of Dawn.
nightmare that game
If I'm
is.
right, this last location should be
But
the one we're
like
hoping
I had
for.
fun with
I'll
it.
back you up this time. We can
A
start
lot more
whenever you're
fun
ready.
that I had with this game,
I
but
know
this
there
game is
weren't
still
this many
somewhat
people in
fun.
Fort Tarsis when we were there.
I'd say if you have some friends and you want to just touch this game and do some stuff with it, you know, go for it. But I don't think this game's really worth anyone's time. I think my friend was hyping this game up a little bit too much. He was more excited about what this game could have been, and you know, he's right. This game could have been an alright game. But it just didn't get the love it needed. It didn't get the development it needed. You know, this potentially could have been another Halo Infinite, where it's like, had they kept at EA, like let them keep updating this game. They added 2 new weapon classes. They added more weapon classes, more end game content. They could have done a DLC with more story, another area. Because flying around and shooting stuff, hovering around,
What are we up to
like it's kind of nice. But it just doesn't really work out too well when, you know, shooter looters always supposed to have these end game contents, because it, you know, you're supposed to go for your build and stuff, but the guns aren't that well diversified. You get like the option of 2 different shotguns, 2 different auto pistols, yada yada. I don't know exactly how many gun types there are in this game, but the gun variety in this game is trash. I mean, there's still like a decent amount of weapons, but it's not too varied. Where'd she go?
What are we up to today?
But yeah, all in all, I'm not gonna give this a number rating, but I'd say if you're looking to fly around and have some fun with the campaign and then fine with, you know, never touching this game again, then I'd say go for it, play this game. It has some like max level stuff to do, but you're not really grinding for anything important. There's nothing really to achieve past playing the story in this game. Well, this guy was trying to get friend that got me into this was trying to get his other friend to play it again, and he's like, oh, there's nothing to do, I've already done everything. And it's just like, yeah, that's fair. So if you have Game Pass, I say, you know, go for it, play this game. Or you know, if you can't find anything else to play, I'd say definitely the last pick for me. Well, not necessarily the last pick, but I'm definitely leaving this game as it is. But yeah, I wish shooter looters were better, man. We need to get a good shooter looter that has good AI that move around. Division 2's AI is pretty good in that respect. That they have some that rush, some that snipe, you know, some that are just massive tanks that you have to deal with. I think Division's the closest thing I think to a good shooter looter, but it misses on other marks, and this just misses on every mark, honestly. But yeah, anyways guys, I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. I hope you don't end up wasting time like I did on this game. Actually, I had fun. I didn't waste my time. I had fun. Enough fun. But ultimately, I don't recommend you touch this game with a 10-foot pole. This game deserves to fade into obscurity, and maybe EA will learn their lesson about rushing games or whatever happened to this game. I don't know what happened to the development of this game, honestly.